Hey Bills Mafia, and welcome to another episode of The Shed. I am Trevor, and I look after hashtag Irish Bills Mafia on YouTube, and I am Trev76 underscore Irish on Twitter. And I welcome you to another episode. Here it is. It's Mahomes versus Allen, and I can't wait. Kansas City, the team to beat in the AFC by us. The team that beat us in 13 seconds in the playoffs last season. The team that has dominated the AFC for the last few seasons. And it's time to go to their house, and it's time to throw them out. I can't wait for it. I'm going to look at it a little bit more in a few minutes, but I just want to talk about last week's game first against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Wow, what a win. It was perfect. I said last week I think Kenny Pickett would be way in over his head, and he was. And as for our defence, they went through their offence like they weren't even there. And as for our offence, well, they were awesome. And to be honest, the two throws from Josh Allen to Gabe Davis was absolutely out of this world, especially the one from his own goal line. And what Gabe Davis did was just absolutely undescribable. It was brilliant. Like, he had pressure on him, but he didn't flinch from that pressure, and he went all the way, baby, and it was just stunning. And I loved the video that was on Twitter afterwards. It was behind the goal when Josh Allen threw it and Gabe caught it and went all the way. But Josh Allen's reaction and the team's reaction, it just shows that this team means business. There's not a lot much to say about. Like, it was faultless, our game. I see James Cook got his touchdown and he improved, and it's good to see him improving, and hopefully he'll continue on because we need help in that running back area, and it can't be all left to Singletary. So that's my views on last week's game. There's a few other views I'll talk about later in regards to other games from last week, but we'll do that in a few minutes. Right now I want to talk about Kansas City versus Buffalo Bills. The game, other than it being an AFC championship game later on this year, is the game I've waited for. I didn't want to look ahead from last week's game, and I don't want to look ahead after this week's game, but I'm looking at this game for a long time. They are the team that will be our biggest rivals going forward. And to be honest, the two best quarterbacks in the NFL are playing against each other this weekend, and they've been the two best quarterbacks for a few years. I know they don't have the amount of Super Bowls behind them that they should, but to be fair, for consistency, they're getting better and better every year. They are the top of the table every year. And other than Lamar Jackson, there's nothing else to go near them. And Lamar Jackson is a different type of quarterback. From the two of them, he has bits and pieces of each of them, but this is the game I've been waiting for. Let's talk a little bit about them so far. And I'm not just going to concentrate just on the quarterback. I know they have a massive offensive line, and we have a massive offensive line, and they have a great defense, and we have. But we have one thing a bit better than them. And I was listening to Joe Marino at the Locked On Bills podcast during the week, and it was about their defense in the red zone. Nearly 74% of teams that are in the red zone against the Kansas City Chiefs get touchdowns. So that's where we have to dominate. We have to get touchdowns there. And like Joe Marino said, when they get to our red zone, and they will, we have to leave them with 3 points or nothing. We can't let them in for touchdowns. But anyway, let's go back to the quarterbacks. So I've just a little bit wrote here, and I'm going to read it from the head-to-heads with them. Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, it's 3-1 for Mahomes. Then the total yards per game, Mahomes is 342.8, and Josh Allen is 327.5, excuse me. And touchdowns interception, Mahomes is 10-2, where Josh Allen is 11-2. And pass rating per game is 108.1 for Mahomes and 105.1 for Josh Allen. So there's nothing in between them. So far this season, Josh Allen is the man out in front, and he is a man with his team that is driven to win this Super Bowl, not just to win the AFC East. and not just to win the AFC Championship, but the Super Bowl. And he is like me in ways, not that I'm a quarterback or anything like that, but he is only looking at the next game. And the next game right now is against Patrick Mahomes. The first thing you need to do is respect Kansas City, every bit of it. Andy Reid is a super, super coach. He will have his team drilled and ready for us. That's the first thing. He knows that we are their biggest rivals and we know that they are ours. And I'm not just on about AFC, I'm on about Super Bowl. This is basically, sadly we can't meet in the Super Bowl, a Super Bowl game. And to top it up, they have come into a run of form other than Indianapolis, where they hit the wall that day. They have played very, very well, just as we have. So it's going to be an absolutely exciting game. And now having Gabe Davis back at full throttle, and Gabe Davis is in my fantasy football team for a reason, because he can do what he can do. It takes the pressure off Stephon Diggs. It takes the pressure off Dawson Knox. And Dawson Knox also has the chance now to play a game. It takes the pressure off McKenzie. He can also influence this game, because they'll be watching Stephon Diggs and they'll be watching Gabe Davis. So these two boys will have a chance to make runs and get balls from Josh Allen. For our defense, Von Miller, he is exceptional and he is a leader. But I heard Joe Marino this week, not question him, but just say, this is the game you need to turn up for. These are the games we want. And yes, he turned up with the LA Rams, and I think he will turn up, and so will our defense this weekend, and put in a display to show that we are serious contenders for AFC East, for AFC Championship, and for the Super Bowl. And just roll it on, baby. I'll be finished work, I'll be off, I'll be at home, and it's 9:25 our time here that'll be starting, and I cannot wait. So I can't. Go Bills. That's my view on the Bills. From last weekend, there's just a few things I want to talk about. Now, I'm no expert on football, and I'm still learning the game. But the call against the Atlanta Falcons on Tom Brady last week was a joke. And the call on the Kansas City Chief against Carr from the Raiders was another joke. Both of them plays were no different to other plays that were played that weekend. I've seen quarterbacks slung in other games, fired around the place, and sacks were called. Why was there not? Now, they said in the Kansas City game versus the Raiders that he landed full body on him. Now, maybe that is the rule, but he had taken the ball off him and he had one hand out, and I don't know where he was to put his other hand when he's holding the ball. But anyway, that was farcical. But the one against Brady, he wrapped him round, he didn't fling him, he rolled him over, and yet he gets roughing the passer. It cost the Atlanta Falcons a chance of winning the game. And I don't know, it's not the first time Brady gets called for him. But anyway, we'll say no more. I just think it's I watched games last weekend. I seen quarterbacks flung and sacks called. Why when a man does the same thing in another game gets called for roughing the passer? I don't know. Anyway, that's my view on that. Looking forward to this weekend's game. The other game that stands out is Philadelphia Eagles and the Cowboys. And Jason Hurts versus, will it be Dak Prescott or will it be Cody? I don't know. I hope it's Cody, because he has got the team to where it is, and we would love to see him take on the Eagles. But listen to the owner of the Cowboys, it looks like that if Dak Prescott is anyway fit, they're going to put him in. But we'll see. But that's another game to watch, and I'm looking forward to. I fancy the Eagles. It's not the Cowboys are playing well, but the Eagles are 5-0, and they know the pressure is on them. So this is a big game for them, and we'll see how they go. How do I call the Buffalo Bills versus the Kansas City Chiefs? Well, go Bills, because baby, you need to, show these guys that we mean business. And as a man that always holds things inside when playing football, and you get a second chance to fix things, we need to fix 13 seconds, and that's all I'm going to say. So I'd like to thank you very much for watching my video. I hope you look forward to the game Sunday. If you like the video, please hit the like button. Please leave a comment. I'm looking for people to ask questions so I can do some answers and stuff during this. I did go for 400 4 weeks of 100 views per week, but it didn't work out. So I'm going to come up with another idea. So I will ask on Twitter, my Twitter page is Trev76_Irish. I'll put up 5 games and I will ask people to give their views and the scores. But I will ask you to comment on YouTube. And whoever gets the 5 out of 5 correct with the wins and is decently close with the scores, I will go into a draw, and after 4 or 5 weeks I will pick out 3 winners and they will get 3 mugs and 3 keyrings. So if you watch this video, please follow me on Twitter, and I'll have it up this evening later on, the 5 games, and we will do that for 3 or 4 weeks, and after 4 weeks then whoever has got 5 out of 5 wins and has aren't too far off. Like if you say 42-10 and the game is 12-10, well, you're far out. But if you say it's 24-20 and it finishes 17-16 or 17-20 or anything, then you win. Okay? And we'll see how it goes. So again, thank you very much for watching, and that's me over and out for another week, and go Bills.